he's got away. Saved! Somehow the keeper kept it out.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Panenka Show. I'm your host, Carlos Brathwaite, and as you can see, I joined the Haircut Club. Tonight's guest, we have on my left, Gabriel Phillips.
Hello to you.
Okay, and a new guy, Peter Clark.
Right.
And basically co-host, Tyrion Brown.
Well seasoned to the show.
Yeah. Okay, in tonight's episode 16, we'll be previewing two of the quarterfinal matchups. Sorry, 40 matches, but on over 2 match days, and we'll be starting with Netherlands' victory over Mexico. They won it 2-1 very late. Gabriel, very exciting game, man.
Very true. In prior episode, I had stated that the Santos would have been key for Mexico. Also, Robin would have been equally important for Holland. And here we see in this game, the Santos scored a goal.
Excellent goal.
Very excellent.
Yeah.
Coming out of the goods. Also, in the moments of the game, we had Robin probably, well, not probably, but rather won it for Netherlands.
In controversial means, I shall say. But we'll get back to that. Peter, the Mexicans, they were this close, man. But ultimately, the Netherlands showed their class and came through.
Yeah, well, Mexico, they gave it their best shot. For the whole tournament in Mexico, to me, were a very impressive team. By the end of the day, Holland had the individual quality to get through.
Okay. Tyrion, another Dutch game where we see their bench coming into influence. You had Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. He came on and headed the ball for Schneider's equalizer, and then he scored the winning penalty. So that superiority won over the Mexicans, with that stronger bench, in your opinion, you think?
I wouldn't say that the superiority of the Dutch bench actually won over Mexico. Mm-hmm. Throughout the game, I actually thought that Mexico thoroughly controlled the game. At one point, it seemed like a training match for the Mexicans, and the Dutch were completely out of the game. But I find that some of the so-called lesser nations or lower-ranked teams, they kind of shut off when it comes to the last 10 minutes, the dying seconds of the game, and they kind of shoot themselves in the leg and actually lose concentration, actually slip out at vital moments. And the bigger teams capitalize on these moments and can actually turn on a game that they were not dominating and probably didn't deserve to win and actually get a result out of the game. And I think this was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, so that's where you could argue the stronger bench, because obviously if the Mexicans had a stronger crop to bring on, the tired legs and the tired minds will come the thing.
I still don't put it down to a stronger crop off the bench. I think it's the overall general mentality of the team. And I think that Mexico actually believed that they were over the finishing line a bit too early and actually didn't see out the game to the final whistle. And I think that was their downfall when they did.
Oh, okay. All right, and back to the controversial point. Robin, early in the game, he had 2 challenges on him that were for sure penalties. But for this one, for me, I don't think it was a penalty. What says it?
For me, it is a penalty. Mexicans shouldn't have given the referee an opportunity that late in the game to make a deciding call which would cost in the game. There was contact, and for the Mexicans, a bit slack, or what should I say, lazy in the tackles. So for me, penalty.
A penalty? Penalties for you guys too?
Well, I would say it was a penalty. After Snyder scored the goal, Mexico, I guess they were shell-shocked. So, it's just
but you could have still at least tried to see it out to get the extra time.
Yeah, but I guess Mexico is just trying to win the game as quick as possible just to get it over with.
Okay, I can be very controversial with the 2 previous actual opinions on the penalty, because after the game, Arjen Robben actually came out and stated that it was a dive. And
no, I think he said it was the dive for the first opportunity that was supposed to be a penalty. That's what he said, that was a dive. But he said this one was a thing, which I think was vice versa.
Okay, and I'm still a bit disappointed to see at the end of the day, Aaron Robin could come out and admit that he was diving in World Cup games to sway decisions and to sway the actual final result, and FIFA, the governing body for football,
Don't do nothing about it.
chose not to sanction the player.
Yeah.
And then in certain instances, like the Luis Suarez incident, now even though that I believe he should be firmly banned and fined or whatever, they chose to take action against him. And I think for a player to come and actually admit that he's cheating, and they not actually try to ban him or take some sort of repercussion against him, I think that's, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, he's a talented player, but the diving is just a bit too much. Like, just stay on your feet. You are already a brilliant player, so no need to, flop yourself on the ground like a little child.
But basically, though, but if FIFA not actually choosing to not to sanction Robin, that actually sends a message to me, to other players, that it's kind of okay to cheat and to get the result that you need. And I think that's a bad message being sent by FIFA.
True. You were saying something, Gabriel?
In this simulation, also we put in context that this is a World Cup and persons will do what they have to win. So although we're saying you should be sanctioned and stuff like that, players want to win. So therefore we probably will see more of this.
Yeah, true. Okay, in the second game, where we didn't see much diving, Costa Rica and Greece, they went to a 1-1 draw, goal by Ruiz, and by Greece's, I will bite my tongue if I say this name, but one of Greece's defenders went into extra time, and Costa Rica won it on penalties. Quick point on the Costa Ricans, a very silly challenge. I think they could have won it early, but by the midfielder Duarte, a very silly challenge to get a second yellow and leave his team in jeopardy after the 60th minute. I mean, from the 60th minute to the thing playing with timing is...
It was kind of a reckless challenge at the end of the day. The player was really penetrating. Like the midfielder, seeing that the midfield was actually kind of open, had a lot of room for him to actually run. But knowing that you're on the yellow card, you honestly can't take the risk of challenging in the area. And I honestly didn't think it was that threatening of a play for him to actually commit that sort of challenge, knowing that he could well be sent off. But
yeah, who knows? The Greeks, though, had a chance to kill them off, but as the team with them for the whole World Cup, just ain't got the killer instinct.
That's so true. A lot of teams we were seeing lacking in the final third, getting build-up play and coming into their own, but in the final third is really lacking. And this is something that we should really look at from the perspective that it needs to be improved.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more of the Panenka Show. We'll continue to review Costa Rica and Greece and also some other games. Stay tuned.
Oh, he's in the clear, he's got away. Saved! Somehow the keeper kept it out.
And welcome back to the Panenka Show. We currently reviewing Costa Rica, Greece. What do you think of Joe Campbell's performance? Put in a very excellent shift, but he was very tired, But overall, as a player, what do you think of Joe Campbell?
Well, I think Joe Campbell will be very impressive for the World Cup. I think he gives us his all here, and Ruiz for Costa Rica.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of the Costa Ricans, the fairy tale continues. How far do you see this going?
Well, hard to say, but I believe the next round, that will be the testing thing for them, and also the end for them.
Oh, okay. We got the end here. We think of the Costa Ricans.
Yeah, I think they had a good World Cup. I think it's also the end.
This guy's brutal, man. Save me saying here.
Honestly, if we can honestly add to that, I think that the Costa Ricans actually put majority of all they had into getting out the group, and as they progress further and further each game, you can actually see that they're looking rather tired. To me, they're lacking the spark and the energy in the midfield that actually impress everyone as a dark horse this World Cup, and they think that honestly the end of the road is very near for Costa Rica.
Okay, well, to the guys doubting, I have my little doubts, but they have Netherlands next, so who knows. Okay, we're going to review the France versus Nigeria game. France won it 2-0. Nigeria, one major talking point, they had a legit goal called off. Everyone was playing on Emenike, but another case of some poor refereeing.
We're seeing this a lot in the World Cup, and for FIFA standards, this is not acceptable. Who knows how this game could have gone if that had been decided to go in Nigeria's favor.
Yeah.
So, who knows? This is really poor refereeing.
Yeah, true. Enyema, I mean, had a great game, but then just one slip, come out to the ball that, you know, that ball should have been punched to the halfway line. But he flopped. Pogba scores, Nigerians out.
Yeah, for the first 20 minutes in the match, though, Nigeria was all over France. And Emir, he had a good game. He made some great starts, but just that one split second could cost you against any of the big teams.
Yeah, Thierry and the French choose to go with Giroud and Benzema. It didn't really work per se because the goal came down late. Going forward, do you think that duo should still start it?
Well, based on watching the French previously throughout the World Cup, I think it was only like one game previously that the pair actually started. I think they actually connected very well.
That was the
And
five.
Yes,
five,
against Switzerland. I think the French were very fluid in attack, and it honestly looked a good combination in my perspective. But since the draw against Honduras, France has kind of halted in the style of play. It hasn't been connecting as well. But I would honestly stick with the pairing.
Oh, okay. But people are saying Benzema's out on the left and he doesn't look happy based on the body language. So when you have this player in form, why stick him out on the left just to play Giroud at point? Any thoughts on that from anyone?
Well, I guess, you know, both of them like to play in the center. But I guess playing Benzema on the left and allowing Giroud. Giroud's not really the guy to go out and go and look for space. Giroud wants the ball pass to him. So that's
As a target man, yeah.
You're right. Space, he playing the target man role. Benzema know he could beat his defenders, you know, and
He
give
actually,
his own space.
Yeah.
he actually has the skill to actually play up on the left.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So France advancing, winning 2-0. And we can review the Germany-Algeria game. Went all the way down to extra time. Very exciting game. The Germans proved winners. Schürrle with the first goal, followed by Ozil, and then Algeria with a late strike. The Algerians, they played very well, but the goal just came a little too late.
Earlier you said exciting. For me, with German standards, this was rather poor and below par because you have a side like Algeria, even though we've seen this workout has a lot of fairy tales. But Germany, you would back every single day to get the job done within the 90 minutes. And today their performance was, as I said, below par. And
So would that not be would you give credit to the Algerians that they didn't just come and lay down to get a belly tickle, for lack of better words, you know? So you wouldn't credit that to part of the German performance, or you just think the Germans were poor?
I wouldn't take anything away from the Algerians, but I would more so say that the Germans really didn't show up to their usual standards today.
Oh, okay. Any y'all agree with that?
Yeah. Also with Germany too, playing this high back line with some very slow defenders. The whole back line is consists of all centre backs. Fastest probably being Jerome Boateng. I think Lam needs to go back into the defence.
I agree with that. Yeah.
When Lam was placed back into the defence, you know, the defence looked more complete.
But with the, not to cut you off, but with the slow back line, you had thing playing that sweeper keeper role, Neuer. So when the ball come over, he's there to clear up, you know?
Yeah, countless of times they will save them.
Yeah.
Very risky. That's very risky.
Yeah, but that's kind of way I expect from a keeper. A keeper is supposed to be crazy, you know? But he did.
Not outside the box. You're really asking for trouble there because one mistake challenge and Good bite.
Sometimes Neuer gives me the impression that he wants to be a outfield player. I found that Neuer was out the box maybe 10, 11 times during the game, and well, I hope that he don't actually slip up and miss time one a day and causing him to be sent off or giving me a silly in the referee.
But he seems like that comfortable on the ball, even like when the players pass him back. He seems that comfortable on the ball, so he could. And it's good to have that trait.
Neuer is a very good keeper with the ball on his feet. It's not just handling skills or being able to clear the ball and find a teammate on the counter or whatever. His skills with the ball is actually good, very good on his feet.
Okay. All right, so the Germans and French are through, which put up for a very excellent game. That one going to be one to watch. And we'll be back after the break. We're previewing tomorrow's fixtures, Argentina, Switzerland, and Belgium, USA. This is the Panenka Show. We'll be right back.
Oh, he's had to clear, he's got away. Saved! Somehow the keeper kept it out.
And welcome back to the Panenka Show. We'll be previewing tomorrow's last quarterfinal matches. The first match, the Argentines are taking on the Swiss. Argentines still look that impressive, but Switzerland should be a quote-unquote weak team for them. But as we see in this World Cup, there's no weak team. So what do you think of this game, Argentina versus Switzerland?
Well, for the Argentines, everyone knows that Lionel Messi is going to be pivotal in attack. He's going to be the go-to man. Everyone expects Lionel Messi to step up and carry Argentina on his back, but I don't want to go with the Argentina flow. I want to more break down the actual Swiss team. I think that in order for the Swiss to actually get a result of this game, I think that players like Barami playing like the anchor man in the midfield will have to do much better than I've seen him do throughout this tournament. So far, I've seen him just mispassing the ball very loosely, like in the same game against France, when he passed back the ball to Benzema, which eventually led to a goal. I can't remember the exact goal score, but to me, they're going to have to be much tighter in midfield. Players like the captain, Gohan Ender, he's going to have a big game for me. Players like Shaqiri expected to actually show up.
He coming off of the hot game, the hat trick. He got to prove himself more.
But Argentina's defense is a bit suspect. I think the fella Fernandez, for me, would not be starting. I would actually start Di Michelis, of all people, side of Garrett. Even though persons may not actually rank Di Michelis as that great a centre-back, I think that he had an outstanding season playing alongside Vincent Kompany for Manchester City, and they won the championship with him. I thought that he looked very sturdy in this past season, so I would actually go with that centre-back combination. But for the Swiss, I think they're going to have to tighten up much more and start giving away the ball as loose as they've been doing it so far. And who knows?
Okay. The Swiss defense Tyrion was talking about the France game where they conceded 5, where the defense was in shambles. Giroud and company, they did recover in the third and final game, but tomorrow against the Argentines, they're really going to be on the game. What do you think they could do to keep up the Argentines?
Well, this would really be a check for them. The Giroud has been really excellent throughout the World Cup. At Arsenal, he wasn't that impressive, but here he's stepping up on World Cup. Who knows? I think I might be impressed to sign him back. Going forward, though, I think the Swiss, as they know, all players will be coming through Messi, and they really have to find a way to limit his chances of carving out things for them.
Okay. All right, Peter, a quick prediction for you, Argentina, Swiss, who you got to win this?
Argentina 3, Swiss 1.
Oh, bold call. Hey, you want to predict a scoreline to there, Toria? Quick prediction?
I don't exactly want to predict an actual scoreline, but I think it's going to be a tight game. I still have Argentina to actually win it, but I don't think it will be an ease-through game for Argentina. As we've seen throughout the round of 16, there hasn't been a game that one particular team has exactly walked away with easily. So I can't see it being all cake and icing for Argentina at the end of the day.
A quick prediction from you?
I would go with Tiernan as well. Argentina hasn't really impressed as yet and set the stage alight. So if they do win it, probably maybe a 2-1.
Oh, okay. All right, we preview the next game. The Belgians are taking on the USA. Speaking of teams that haven't impressed us so far, Belgium, a lot of, well, only 1-1 victory, but the other 1-1. The USA, what can they do to stifle the Belgians tomorrow?
I believe the USA just has to stick with the same game plan. USA has been very energetic. Michael Bradley has been very good for them. I look at some stats of Michael Bradley. Michael Bradley has the most runs on the entire pitch than every other player at the World Cup.
A workhorse.
Yeah. And plus he has the vision too to pick up the passes. Just USA to give Belgium a very good run.
Okay. Tyrion, we've had this debate on the show many a times. Origi or Lukaku? Origi started the last game, but who knows, might bring back in Lukaku to, get his confidence back.
Well, based on the World Cup that Lukaku's had so far, I think that starting him would be an actual mistake. He's he's really looked out to sync with the Belgian team. I mean, as a starter for Everton, the boy is phenomenal, a beast in the top. But for Belgium, he's timid. I don't know where the beast.
As I keep saying, he was a beast in the pre-game, in the warm-up games.
Yes,
but no, he on the stage. You think anxiety, perhaps?
My question is, where is Romelu Lukaku? He's been missing. I see a figure on the field representing him, but that is not the Lukaku that I've seen these last 2 Premier League seasons being an absolute bully on the field. And I honestly doubt that he's going to get his start tomorrow. I probably believe that he might actually come off the bench. Who knows if he'll actually make a impact, a proper impact on the game, but I could see him coming off the bench.
Okay.
But he has to make his impact from the bench for me personally, if I was the coach.
Yeah. Speaking of players that really making an impact, also Hazard. Hazard hasn't really, because he just seems in that rigid wide role. Besides the assists for Origi, he hasn't looked.
True. Also, Hazard at Chelsea and Hazard in Belgium, you can see 2 different players here as well. He really needs to up his game. I think within the team, there are a lot of egos and selfish attitudes. And at work, you can't have that. You have to have 11 versus 11, otherwise it won't work. Also for the US, I think Beckerman, he's had a very good workout and he probably should start and have a solid performance.
Okay. All right. The Americans, Captain America, what do you think of him tomorrow? He really got to finish his chances. Clint Dempsey, really got to finish his chances tomorrow.
Yes, I think Clint Dempsey will have to really step up and actually lead his troops on the field. But I would like to actually conflict with something that Pete said earlier. And speaking on Michael Bradley and how good of a player he's been this World Cup, I think that personally Michael Bradley has been really below par this World Cup. Watching the player, I know he's a player that actually maintains possession of the ball really well, and his distribution is to me up there with the world-class players. But for me, Michael Bradley has sorely been disappointed this World Cup. He's missed pass, missed control.
The mistake for the Portuguese.
Yeah, lack creativity to an extent. To me, in order if the States are to actually prevail against Belgium, Michael Bradley will have to have a really big game. He'll have to actually lead from the front in terms of the midfield battle.
Oh, okay, so a quick prediction, USA, Belgium?
I would like the USA to go through personally, but I believe Belgium will win it 2-1.
Okay, 2-1 Belgium.
Yeah, I agree. 2-1.
2-1. To make it a hat trick.
I'm going against everybody. I'm going for the United States to win. I probably see a 2-1 victory, maybe 1-0. Who knows? But I'm going with the States. I want to be the different person here tonight. Different interests.
Okay, and that's it for the Panenka show. Thanks again, guys, for coming through. Thanks, Pete, for coming for your first time.
No problem.
Yeah, so don't forget to like and share the video. Leave a comment below. Let us know how we're doing. Follow us on Twitter, The Panenka Show. Like us on Facebook, The Panenka Show. Check the blog. We got some good articles on there. thepanenkashow.blogspot.com. Shoot us an email also, thepanenkashow@gmail.com. And that's it. I'm your host, Carlos Brathwaite, and see you next time.
Oh, he's had to clear, he's got away. Saved! Somehow the keeper kept it out.